welcome back to UE5 BP Guru. We're back in our Game Jam project and for hour 3. And this is kind of where we left off last time. We had the giant in, we've got the turrets kind of in position, although we need to remove them and actually spawn them in. We need to obviously get some generators in here that will generate us some monies, and we obviously need a shop somewhere sort of here. So what we're going to do is I think we're going to start off in Blender instead of in Unreal Engine today to make the shop and to make a basic generator. So we're going to keep everything relatively basic just to get everything working in game, and then we can worry about making them look better later on. For now, we just need something simple. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to kind of flatten this a little bit. I want to make it more kind of a rectangle shape, maybe do something like, I think something like this maybe. If I go into edit mode, I want to, if I alt click, not with that one, with this one, should get everything. I'm going to move this back to sort of about here, and then we'll extrude this out. Then I'm going to get a cylinder. We'll rotate it this way, I think. We'll shorten it down a little bit, something like this. And we'll also scale it up a little bit. So it kind of looks something like this, maybe. And then what we'll do is we'll add a couple of loop cuts like this. If you can't tell, I have no idea what a generator looks like, just so you know. If I alt this, can I? No. Okay. Let's hide the cube for a second. I don't know if I'm doing this the right way, but we're gonna see. Now if we scale that up a bit, it looks a little bit nicer. And then we'll bring back this a little bit, just so it looks like it's kind of rolling into it. Let's just put that in there, and we'll put that in there, so I can kind of do this a little bit. And I also want to bring, oh gosh, bring that a little bit along like that. There we go. Okay, and then we can just bring out a couple of random panels, I think. Let's insert some. Nope, don't like that. What I might do is just bevel that slightly. If I rotate that now, and then bring that down a bit, and I might bevel the top here as well. We'll see if it'll let me. I didn't grab everything. God damn it. All right, that looks a bit better. And then I just guess I want to just do something random like this. And we'll do the same thing on this side. I'll just drag that in. Apparently this is a generator. It doesn't look like it, but it's going to be our generator. I don't even know what generators look like. This is ridiculous. But you know what? We got a generator. So file, export. We'll call this generator. And on our way we go. Right, okay. This isn't actually joined, so let's actually join that up and export. And we can just keep that the same name. And we'll delete that. Right, I'm going to do something a little bit more interesting for this shop. I'm going to spend just a little bit more time on the shop, just because I feel like it's a lot easier to get that looking nicer if we spend sort of more than a couple of minutes on it. Let's just copy and paste that over there. Yeah. And then if we just take one of those and we'll flatten that a bit, and we'll just make kind of like a wooden platform, if you will, like so. We'll just do that, and then I take another one of those and I scale it down, but also up. We can kind of bring this down and make that look like it's kind of holding the beams in place, like so. And then it's not very noticeable, but it's noticeable enough that I think it warrants doing it. And then we can do the same there. And then that way, when you're looking through, it looks like it's you can see the actual support beams. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just to give it a little bit more character, I'm gonna mess with the orientation of these a little bit to make it look like they are kind of falling apart, just on the front, because that's what you'll see. If I bring that down slightly, it might be a little bit better. Cool. So and actually we could shift the placement of them a little bit, thinking about it, just so it looks like it's like a rough job. And I think we could shift the placement on these ones too, and maybe we'll rotate one just in case the player can actually see them. I think I'll go that way with this one. Okay, so it looks a bit more unloved and wonky, which fits the apocalypse narrative, I feel, a little bit better. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is take these two, bring them up here, put them into edit mode, and then we'll drag it up like that. I think that's good. We'll take one of our wonky platforms, and we're just gonna put a little shop sign up, so the player knows that this is the shop, like so. Edit that and drag that up. I've probably gone a little bit much on this one. Cool. I like that. What we're going to do is just join all of this stuff up together now, so it's all one object. So, and we'll just give it a random color. Give it a nice sort of lightish brown. And then if we go into dev look, we can see that. Wonderful. Excuse me, still got the cough. Let me just have a drink. And then I'm just going to put like a little sign on there that says shop. Let's get a text. And then we will rotate. Give me 1 second. Let's mess around with this. Let's go. No, I think that's supposed to be 12. Font is probably what I'm looking for. Size. Let's go 0.75. And then we should be able to set the text to shop. Is that how we do it? I don't know. Edit. Oh, edit mode. Shop. There we go. And then if we bring this back a little bit, we should be able to fix this up a little bit. And I'm going to add a solidify to it, and we're going to up the thickness just a little bit. Just because it doesn't have to be perfect. Like if I was going to do this right, I'd probably make a decal, to be honest, that looks nicer and look more like it was painted on or something, but we do what we can with what we have. For some reason in capitals, shop looks really weird to me, and I don't know why, but it's fine. We'll stick with it. So there's the shop. If we combine all of this now, no mesh data to join. Okay, apply. Okay, I can't remember how you do it. There is a way. Geometry. Can't apply this model in object type. Wait, what? For this object type, I can't remember for the life of me how I do it. Filter form, fast editing. There's a button that you can turn it into an object. I'm sure there is. Add text box, add custom property. I don't want to do any of that. Oh gosh, where is it? If I right click, convert to mesh, there we go. So now I should be able to convert it, but I don't. Oh, damn it. I need to give it its own texture. Texture white. That's not for this one, is it? God damn it. There we go. Now we join it. There we go. Perfect. We have a shop item. Wonderful. Export, and we'll call this one just shops. Fine. And export. Export. And then we're going to go back into Unreal now. So we have our generator. And where should we put this? We'll create a new folder called generator, because we'll need to code that, and we'll need one for shop because we'll need to code all of that stuff. Generator, we're gonna go and find it wherever it is. It's in my documents somewhere. Which one am I doing first? Generator. Sorry, yeah. If only I could keep up, right? With my own stuff that I'm doing. Generator, there it is. We'll import that. That should come in with all the stuff that we gave it. I didn't give it any materials, so we've got this very god awful. Oh, that's actually not a bad size, to be honest. It's not a bad size. So I'll just, yeah, perfect. So how many generators do we want now is the question. So I'm gonna put them next to one another, I think, and have them fill the space out. So we've got 2, and I'm probably gonna just put 3. I think we could do 4, right? Let's do 4. There we go. And then if we take all of those and drag them over, and then if we rotate them 180 and drag them over here. Okay. Okay, so we have 8 generators. This is a lot of space. I'm not gonna lie. This might need to be reduced. I feel like this is just too much space, but let's get the shop in for now, and we can always. It's this area that needs to be like condensed, and the rest will kind of come with it. Uh, Also, I did only say 6, and then I ended up doing 8, but I could just do 6 and then bring this wall to here. That would also help fill the space. I could do that. Let's do that. I did say I only wanted 6, so this is fine. We'll do this. And then that just comes up to about there. And already that feels a little bit less. I do feel like it's too long, but, whatever. I don't have the time to fiddle too much. Okay. Shop, 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 shop. Where is my shop? Where is my shop? What did I do with my shop? What did I do with my shop? Where is shop? Where are you, shop? Keep saying shop. Stop saying shop. There it is. I found the shop. Import. Okay. Grand. We've got 2 cubes. Why have I got 2 cubes? What is the 2? Come on, load so I can see what you are. What are you? Have I just not conjoined one thing? What did I not conjoin? There's something here. Oh, one of the legs isn't joined. Okay, we can export this, and that'll fix that up anyway. Done. Okay, bring that back down. Let's just delete this for now. Force the delete, yes, and then we'll redrag in that shop, and hopefully that'll get rid of the other leg. If it'll work. Better. Much better. Right, okay, so we can drag this out as well. Brilliant. So the question is, how do I want this completely arranged? Because I feel like having the shop just bang in the middle kind of takes away from the actual what's going on. So let's drag this around, and we'll plonk this here. I think it really does make me want to reduce the size of this a bit. So let's see if we can do that. So let's try and bring this in a bit more here. Okay. I don't want to take too much away from the giant, obviously, because that's kind of like the whole point of the game. And we want to be able to see it. But I do feel like we need to try and drag this across a bit more. Okay. Let's see what space we get from this side. Do I have that? I don't know. Whoa, go back. Jesus. Jesus, game. Oh. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. So let's just move direction a bit and see if we can fix this up a bit better. There we go. Okay. It's not much. It's not much, but it's better than what it was before. This one looks like it'll gain us a lot more space. Oh my gosh, yeah. And then if we drag 1, 2, 3. Don't know why it's not highlighting my generators as well. And then we just bring that up to this wall here. Oh, maybe a bit too much. Okay. Cool. That feels better. It does feel better. Let's grab this and drag that over, just so it doesn't whiten up the wall too much, or brighten up the wall too much, should I say. Okay. That's a little bit better for space. And then I'll have the player start more in the middle of the room. And if we press play, okay, and then these guys will just absolutely destroy. I am gonna have to optimize this. I think because of the big giant, it's slowing down. I think it's yeah, I think it's slowing down because the giant me is trying to render maybe. I don't know, but oh, where's my shop gone? Where did my shop go? Where's the shop? What the hell? Hmm. It's because it's in the floor. Uh, let's try and spin my character around so I can actually see what's going on straight away. Maybe it's falling through the floor. It's just not there. Weird. Okay. Um, not sure what's happening there. Bit bizarre. Okay. Either way, we've got a basic shop, we've got a basic generator. We can get these things working now without having the final product there. So I need to make the widget for the shop, and then those buttons need to do stuff in world that will obviously spawn turrets, up their damage, um, increase spawn generators, and increase the amount that they produce. That's kind of the basics of the shop. That's all that's really going to do. So I think first, let's see if we can get the generators going. So the idea with the generator, I don't know why I opened up the stag mesh. That was a bit weird. Didn't mean to do that. Right. Retry. Let's create a new blueprint class. It's going to be an actor. It's going to be BP underscore generator. And we're going to create a static mesh for it. That's the plan. So add a static mesh, and it's going to be of our generator. There it is. Wonderful. And then in the event graph, we're going to create a custom event. And this is going to be generate monies. Wonderful. And all we need to do is we need to create a integer. And this is going to be money generated. And by default, it's just going to create us 1 monies. And on event begin play, we're going to go set. We're going to go event timer. Set timer by event. And we want this to run every second. And it's going to loop. And it's never going to stop. No matter what happens, once this spawns, it's going to happen forever. Right, okay. It's going to generate 1 monies. So this generated monies, we're going to cast to, sorry, we need the, oh, I had it there, TPC cast. We're going to set monies. And we're also going to get monies. And we're just going to add one of these. Now you're probably thinking, why don't you just increment? And that's because we want to be able to manipulate this monies generated so it becomes more, basically. So it starts as 1, then we can go 2, then we can go 3, once we get our upgrades in place. And this will just keep generating us money. And we can test this very easily. Because that's all we need. That is all we need for the generator. We can get rid of that one, and we can just bring in this new BP generator that we've got here. Rotate it 90. Yep, that works well. And we'll just shove this in here. Like so. And we'll start us off with 3 of them, even though we obviously want to be able to pay for them. Actually, we'll do all 6. Why not? Like so. Copy and paste. Again, we just need to rotate them 180. I don't know why I didn't do this first time around, but there we go. Okay. What we're going to do is get all the code there, and then we can basically spend some time changing them. So as you can see, every second we are gaining 6 at the moment because we've got all 6 of them. So we're gaining a lot more money a lot quicker just purely by having those generators, which is grand. So yeah, you can also use your money generators as a backup if you don't have, if you're not getting anything from the giants because you need to upgrade more and whatever. That works now. Okay. We are halfway through this hour. And we kind of need to know, we need to basically now kind of make an agreement on the shop and what we're going to upgrade and how much that should be and what the increment should be as well. But the first thing we want to do is, oh gosh, we need to create, I don't know if I can do it from this, convert to skeletal mesh, no. Asset actions, create blueprint using this, that's what I was looking for. And we want to do this in the actual shop one. And the name is going to be BP_shop. Cool. Fantastic. And all we need is a collision box, just so that we can actually interact with it. Like so. We'll I think that should be good. It doesn't have to be anything too big. We're going to be stood in front of the shop anyway. And what we want to do is we want to use the begin on overlap and begin end overlap. And to do that, we're going to cast to our third person character. Very nice. And we're just going to get player controller and enable input. Other way around. There we go. And then disable input. And actually, we don't need to plug anything in the target. The target is self. I just thought about that. And the player controller is that one there. And the input we want is the E key. So this is what I was talking about earlier about having an interact button, but we don't need it because we're only ever going to interact with the shop. We're not going to interact with anything else. So, where's the E key? There it is. Okay, so when we click E, we just want it to bring up a menu, basically, which we haven't created yet. So we need to do that. We'll just create another widget. And for now, I just want to make sure it works. So we'll just create a widget, use a widget, and we'll call this Wyd_shop. It should be in the other folder, but screw it, it's all part of the shop, so it's fine. We'll have a canvas panel, and we'll get an image, like so. And for now, we'll just, we'll do the fancy YouTuber thing. Why not, right? We'll just do the color and opacity to black and 0.5. We'll click OK. We'll do compile, and just need to go back to our shop. And when we press E, we want to create widget, and the widget is going to be shop widget, and we're just going to add it to the viewport for now, like so. Add to viewport, yes. Fantastic. And then all we need to do is just for the ease of use, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an X. That's what I was thinking. I was trying to think what the hell I was going to do. Button. And we're just going to get a button here, and we'll make it nice, and we'll do 100 by 100. I know that's very big, but that's fine for now. We'll get a text button as well. I don't know why I'm going to this much effort just to test this thing, but you know, that's what we do, right? That's what we do. Okay, black and X, and then on this button, we'll call it the close button. And all we're going to do is get it to, for now, we're just going to say unclicked, remove parent, remove from parent. I'm also going to get player controller, because I also probably want to show mouse cursor, set show mouse cursor to false. And what I want to do is on the BP shop, just have it that it sets it to true. So if I grab this, copy and paste it, whack it in there, click true, and do that. That way, at least I can stop. Oh, I need to put the shop in the world, don't I? That would help too. Where's my shop? There it is. There you go, shop. Don't disappear this time. That'd be nice. Press play. It's still there. Fantastic. So if I click enter, I get the shop, and then I can just click it and close it, and then I get control back of my character. Fantastic. That is the shop. That is the shop there without any kind of sorry, got distracted. Probably not the best thing to be getting done in a video like this. I'm also eating, which doesn't help, so I do apologize for any disgusting sounds that show up in the video. Okay, anyway, that's basically the crux of the shop. We just now need to add in any amendments to this sort of stuff. I think the first thing I want to do is get these generators spawning and this turret spawning. We're always going to start with this one. This is the one we're always going to spawn with this one. So, on that note, I need to create a spawner. So, let's create a. Do I just want to create a spawn BP, or do I just want to try and figure out what these world coordinates are and get it to spawn there? It's a very good question. So we do have the world values here, and we could just say spawn it there. That's not a bad idea. Oh, but then I have to store 6 different values, right? And then I also have to store 5 separate values here as well. That could be the way to go, though. Okay. So we've done everything. In all honesty, I've done everything for hour 3 anyway that I wanted to get done. I'm about halfway through hour 4 of all the stuff I wanted to get done. The next thing really is actually to get the spawns done. It is on here. And then hour 5 was to get a connection to the spawners and stuff. And in hour 6 we kind of get into some of the funner stuff, which is like making everything look a lot nicer and stuff. So, what shall I do first? Okay, I think the best thing I could do is, yeah, we're gonna do a. I'm gonna store the values. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so let's bring up the shop widget. Let's get rid of that for a second, and we've got that. Okay. I need to go into the designer. I need some buttons. The thing is, I'm going to make this probably very basic, and that's probably not the best idea, to be honest. I should probably spend a little bit of time on this, but we're going to do it fast because we roll like that, right? We roll with the fast and messy code. So we'll do 30 for that. And I'll say this side is going to be the turrets. Like so. I probably am going to capitalize that as well. Turrets. Everything looks weird when it's capitalized. Turrets. And then we're going to have a button for buying a turret. And then we're going to have a button for upgrading the damage. And I also think damage should be at the top, just purely because let's do we'll call this one damage. No. Damage sorry, this is the name of the button. Damage upgrade. And then I've called that the text. Oh my god, text. For God's sakes. Right, click the button. Damage upgrade button. Buy turret button. Then we want to copy and paste this, and we'll call this one generators. I also named the text that. God damn it. What is wrong with me? Okay, generators. Then we're going to take 2 more of these, and we're going to click, and we'll rename these. Just give me a second. Okay, so this is going to be upgrade generator button. This is a very long name for a button, but that's fine. And then we're going to call this buy generator button. Okay. We're just going to put buy. Buy. Just to make things super not confusing at all, we're going to do this. So I now need to decide how much everything's going to cost to buy. For now, I'm just going to probably for now, I'm just going to probably make everything really cheap just for testing. Let's give it a little bit more space, and then what I'm do is I'm going to make this smaller now, even though I made it 100 by 100 for God knows what reason. And then I'm going to bring this along to sort of about here, maybe about maybe about there, and then put the button in the corner. We will anchor all of this to the top like so, and then in this one we'll call this turret damage, like so. We will copy and paste this, and we'll just put buy turret, and then we'll copy and paste this. I might need to give more space on the other side now. God damn it. Yeah, it. Right. And we'll just make a bit more space. We'll call this one. I feel like this needs actually way more space. God damn it. What the hell am I doing? Right. Rename this one to generator income. Yeah, okay. Purely by my crappy sizing of everything, it's gonna make me make it bigger soon. So let's just bring that in again a bit, I guess. What is wrong with the way I'm talking today? I swear to God, I must be tired. Buy generator. Okay. And there's not really going to be any other upgrades other than these. I mean, if I was going to go into it a lot deeper, I mean, I could also update the turret's shooting speed. So, like, have a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 3, and then every upgrade you just bring that down closer to like 1 per second. But no, I don't want to do that. So we already know from just killing the first 5 giants, we only end up with about 1,000. So making these like 1,000 a piece, it could be a while until you actually get enough money to get all 5. So we need to make either the turret's cost really low, or we need to make the turret damage increases really low. So in order to do this, I need to kind of have an idea of kind of how much I want them to be. So I'm thinking we have turret cost. We'll add another one. Oh, we'll call this one T damage cost. We'll have we will have T turret cost, T damage cost, generator cost, and then we'll have G income cost. So those are our 4. And so whatever this price is will be kind of how much is also going to be how much you spend for each upgrade. And as an example, we'll code the damage and the income costs first, because that's the quickest one and easiest one to see. So if it's turret damage, if I said it was 100 every time you want to increase that damage, and it's only going to double it, and then the generator income is going to be 250 every time you want to upgrade that. Then for a new turret, it's going to be 1,000, and for a new generator, it's also going to be 1,000. This is, again, it will need tweaking. This is purely just to have a little test. So the next thing we want to do is we want to get each one of those buttons. So generate a button on clicked. We want buy turret on clicked. We want damage upgrade, and we want upgrade generator button. So for now, we're just going to do these 2, just to see how we get on. We've only got 20 minutes, so I'll do the other 2 tomorrow once I've had an idea on how I'm going to do the actual spawning of them. I think I'm just going to do what I said about having the locations. So I'll store those in an array, and then I'll pick one out, spawn one in that location with that rotation, and then we'll pick again another one. So yeah, we'll do it. We'll figure it out. It's fine. So what we want to do now is so bring this down. We want to get our 3rd-person character cast, because it's going to be doing a lot of work here. Yeah, because we need to do the monies. So set monies. So first thing is we need to get the monies, and we need to check that the monies is greater or equal to whatever the cost is, and these need to be integers. I just realized that integer. Because we deal with monies in integers for some reason. I don't know why I did it like that, but we did. So damage upgrade. We'll do the damage upgrade first. So we're going to say T damage cost is our monies equal to or greater to the T damage cost. And we'll plug that in, and we'll say false. We don't want to do anything. If it's true, we want to take our monies and minus, subtract that T damage cost, and then we want to set monies like so, and once that's set, we can then basically just upgrade our damage. So we can get all actors of class, and that is going to be our turrets, and then we'll for each loop, and they are going to get damage. Is that what I called it? Get where are you, damn it? Where are you, turrets? I've realized what I've done here. I've set the damage in the projectile when actually it should be stored in here. So that's good that we got this far. We're going to call this damage, and every damage is going to be 10. Oh, it's going to be 10. Oh, God damn it. 10. It's going to be 10. Compile. And then we want to go to our projectile and open that up. And what we want to do is we want to instance editable, expose on spawn, compile. And then if we go back to our turret and we refresh, is it this one? Yeah, we refresh this node. We have our current damage and we can just plug that in. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So now we can get our, so we set our damage. And we also want to get our damage. Get damage. And we're going to multiply this by 2 every time. So that way it starts off as 20, goes up to 40, goes up to 80, goes up to 160. That way we're keeping in line the more we upgrade with our giants. Compile that, and it means we can last a bunch more rounds. Okay. So now we've done that one. Let's go back to our shop actually, and we'll get near enough all the same stuff that we have here. We just need to make sure that this one is now hooked up to the generator income cost. Like so, and also generator income cost onto that one. And then the monies, and then we want to get same kind of idea, but we want to do our generators instead. So where are you, generators? Generator, BP generator for each loop. And then we'll get income. No, what did I call it? Generator. I'll get money generated. There we go. And we're going to, again, very similarly, multiply that by 2. And then we're going to set money generated and plug in that. So again, let's give it a go. So we need to get some monies first, which we should do pretty quickly because we've got all of our wonderful things. And then we're just going to say turret damage. That's 100. We can do it again and again. Generator income. That's now getting us more money. Let's get some more. I want it to start generating us a bunch of cash. Okay, so it's generating us like well over 100 now. So we can do a bunch into like turret damage so that it starts. Oh my God, look at it. It's doing crazy damage now. Look at this go. Okay, so we're on like wave 11 now. Now this is working at 5 turrets. Now the health is still a big issue. I mean, it's in negative numbers. Oh my God. Yeah, so we need to definitely fix the health. It's definitely going up too much, and I can guarantee you that the turrets are going to be doing crazy amounts of damage even if we lower them. So we're going to have to tweak the turrets too to basically balance it. I could put this into sequential numbers, so like, you know, how it goes to like million, billion, trillion, quintillion, etc. Like I could do that. If I have time, maybe I could do that. But it took the last time I did that, it took me like days and days of work. So we'll have to see how I get on with that, because I'm not going to be able to do that off the top of my head, I don't think. I'm not sure. It would take a lot of research anyway. But the shop's working. That's the beauty of it, is the shop is working. We could do with adding some more detail in here so that people know what they're getting. So if we go back to the shop widget, we go to the designer and we say, okay, damage and income will times by 2. Times 2. And we'll do the same for the generator income, just because it's going to be the same. like so. There we go. So turret damage times 2, generator income times 2. Um, that's that sorted. So um, we obviously need to set up so that we can only buy 5 of these. Um, and same for this, we only want to be able to buy 6. Um, okay. So if we go and save all of our progress so far, let's just have a look and see if we can tweak the zombie increases. Not zombie. It's not zombies. It's giant. The giant increase. Um. So we just basically times it by the wave. Oh, okay. So the max health gets times so 30. Okay, that explains why we're getting like crazy amounts because obviously it's not even like it's just timesing it by 2. It's timesing it by the wave amount. So 10 times 1,000, you're already at like 100,000, and we're hitting crazy numbers by wave 12 because it's like 30 times 2 is 60, 60 times 3 is 180, 180 times 4 is like 600 and I want to say it's like 620, 720. Then it's times by 5, you're already in like the thousands. Then you're timesing that 1,000 by 6. Yeah, it's crazy numbers straight away. So as fun as that is, we can't have that really. It's just a bit too much. So maybe hmm. Now I could do this really stupidly and go 1 HP times by 2, 2 HP times by 3, 6 HP. It would definitely slow it down, but because you're just increasing this number all the time, it's just too much. So what I'm going to do instead of timesing that by the wave, I'm just going to times it by 2. So it goes 30, 60, 120, 240, 480, etc. And we'll see how that goes. It's still going to get high pretty quick, but you're still going to make it past like the first 20 rounds at least. Here we go. Also, I think it probably will become a little bit too easy if I'm giving myself a lot of money. Uh, I also think I need to make this harder as well. Um, because I could upgrade this like 30 times now. So wave 10, we are already on 15,000 health, 30,000 health. If I just keep clicking this, see, like I'm just gonna get infinitely stronger. Uh, oh, it breaks by wave 35. Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. So that's it needs to, so okay, I need some resistance to this by I need some resistance to this by adding an increase in the cost. So I will need to go back to the shop and I won't be able to just time by 2. I'm going to have to, well, I can still times by 2, but I need to increase it so it goes from like 100 to 200, which also means I need to display the cost um, on this. So I will need another text box. And we're going to call this turret T damage cost. Again, also remember I've got 5 turrets as well. I'm running at the max capacity, so when it's only 1, it will be a lot harder. So actually, hmm, do I need? I definitely need to increase the damage, but maybe not by like the cost of the damage. Sorry. Um, let's just say this is 100 for now. There we go. So that will obviously get more and more expensive as time goes on. So maybe I just need to I'm thinking, do I need to make this a little bit more like this and something like that, and then maybe we just get rid of that and we say shop instead. And if I do this ish and put that in the middle, that should be good. Okay, nice. That's fine. This should be fine. Okay, so we can increase our turret costs. We can increase our we can increase our damage for our turret. We can increase our generator income, and I'm going to bring this one down here for the generator, like so. And I'm going to say this one starts at 250. I'm also going to put this at the end here instead, I think, just because I think it makes more sense. Like so. And then we have more space to put the cost. Okay. And that one's going to be generator income cost. That one is still T damage cost. Right, okay. Grand. That is all wonderful. Let's go to the graph. And so we increase the monies, we increase the damage. If we get the generator cost and the damage cost, and I'm just going to increase it by, this one's going to get increased by 50, this one's going to get increased by 100, because I think the passive income, if you can keep upgrading that, it's going to be crazy good for you in your game. So we'll do that like so. And we also want to do the same with this one. Okay, so we've made it more expensive. Now we just need to show it in the shop. So if I go back to the designer, I can make this a variable. Same for this one. And we go back to the graph and we say, okay, make a bit of space. We get our T damage cost and we're going to set the text. Set text. And I'm going to get an append because I still want it to say cost, like so. But I also just want it to have the like that, right? So if I take this and this, and I put this down here, I can do the same thing for the income by putting that in there. And also, I need to plug in the generator income cost, like so. Okay, we can test and we'll see what happens. Now, it should, in theory, all work pretty well. So, for example, that's 100. It's now 150. It goes up to 200. This one's 250. This one's... Whoa. That's not right. That went straight to 1100. What's that about? Okay, so that's... I did that once and then didn't increase. The other one worked fine. Why didn't this one? Let's have a look. So, generator cost plus 100. What is this generator cost? 1,000. Oh. Hang on a minute. I used the wrong one. That's why. Income cost. Okay. And then Oh, okay, I'm out of time for this hour. Oh no. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will fix this up in the next episode. In the next hour. Yeah, thank you so much. If you're new here, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Much love. Take care. Bye.